Okay, so I'm going to do just a quick review here to get us ready for the final exam. So final exam's coming up here. It'll be Thursday. The link for the exam will be found in My IT Lab. And in My IT Lab, in fact, I got it pulled up on the screen here. I'll just show you. There's a link here for final exam. And when you click on that, you'll see it's scheduled for Thursday, which is the 26th. It will be activated beginning at 6 a.m. and will remain active until 11:55 p.m. Okay? So that's where you'll find the final exam for the class. What I want to do is just do a very, very brief review here and kind of give you some material as far as where you can study and where you can prepare for the exam. And I'm going to use, we have a electronic textbook online here, and I'll use that in my demonstration today. But you can click on that, and once you click on it, it brings up a interface. It looks something like this, and really it's a duplicate of your textbook, your hardbound textbook. All right, so I'm going to use that today. And I'm going to show you some things to study. Alright, so you can click on this little projector looking thing and it gives you a whiteboard looking screen, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my web browser, I'm in Internet Explorer here, and I'll hit F11 and that will maximize it so I can just see the textbook, and then I can go ahead and I can have that fit to the page, I believe. Is that the right one? Just zoom in on it. There we go. I guess I hit my zoom button. Okay, so I zoom in on it, let you guys see that, and I'm in chapter 2 here, and there's also this little button right here that's a navigation tab. Alright, I'll show you how to use this. You don't have to use it to study for your final exam. You might want to just use your regular textbook. But I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to chapter 2, and here's what I would do if I was preparing for this exam. I would go, you can hit any, like if I want to go back review something, say on logic functions, you know, I can go ahead and click on any of these pages and it'll take me directly to that particular area in the textbook. So here, if I want to see more about logic functions, definitely have a capability of doing that. And here's the if statement for a logic function. Alright, so that's kind of a little background on using this tool. I think it's a great little tool. And then what I would do if I was studying for exam is I'd go back, and it's comprehensive. So you have your 5 chapters out of Excel and 4 chapters out of Access. I won't ask you anything out of the Word section that we did early at the beginning of the semester, and I won't ask you anything that we did on qualitative or quantitative analysis that was outside the textbook. Okay, so kind of narrow the amount of subject material we're going to cover. It'll be chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 from Excel, and then out of Access it'll be chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so a nice way to review this is just going right down here. I like going to these chapter objectives. Make sure I'm on the right page here. I think what I need to do, zoom back out. There it is. Alright, and I think I just need to move over this page. All this, and I'm going to change this to a single page instead of 2 up. I think I did that here. There we go. I'll go back to hit the projector here so you could see it, and then I'll magnify this a little bit. Okay, so I think this is a little helpful review component for each chapter. You got these objectives that you can review here. So go back and review those. It's going to be open note, open text, and all that stuff. So you're certainly welcome to go back and use this. But I would encourage everybody to study for it by just refreshing yourself on the material. Here's all the key terms that we covered. All right, and then the other thing I think is really helpful here is there's some example questions. All right, and these are these multiple choice questions at the end of each chapter. I would go through these. All right, so the content of the exam is going to be very conceptual and vocabulary based. And let's just go through and look at an example question. I picked one out down here. All right, let's look at number 4. I think I have a little pen here I can circle things with. All right, so I'll go through this. I'll circle number 4 here, and we'll just review this. Real simple question here about absolute referencing versus relative referencing and what happens when you copy a cell. Okay, so number 4 says a formula containing the entry $B3 is copied to a cell 1 column to the right and 2 rows down. How will the entry appear in the new location? Okay, so if you look at this, this is actually a mixed reference. So the B is going to be absolute, and the 3 is going to be relative. Alright, so right away, if it's absolute, the B is not going to change. So if I look at my choices here, alright, my correct answer is either going to be A or D. And the reason why is that, well, B is an absolute reference and it will not change. Alright, so we can narrow it down by saying that that's incorrect and this is incorrect. Alright, and so if we read the rest of the question, it says it's copied from one column, it's copied to 1 column to right. Okay, that doesn't matter because the column doesn't change, it remains B, but it goes 2 rows down. So how will the entry appear in the new location? Alright, well, if it moves it down 2, then the 3 is going to change to, since that is a relative, it's going to get bumped down 2. So correct answer here is going to be D. Okay, $B and then 5 would be the correct response. Alright, look at one more over here. I got one, number 6. We look at that one here. It says given cells A1, A2, and A3 containing values 2, 3, and 10 respectively, and B6, C6, and D6 containing values 10, 20, and 30 respectively, what value will be returned by the function? Alright, and here's our conditional. If B6 is greater than A3, let's see if that's true. Alright, B6 contains 10, A3 contains 10. So that is not true. Correct? B6 contains 10. Put a little cross through that. B6 contains 10 and A3 contains 10. They're actually equal, so they're not greater than one another. So the correct response here is going to be whatever D6 times A2 is. So A2 is 3 and D6 is 30, so the correct answer should be 90. Alright? Circle that right there. Alright, so going through this is, and again, I would review these. You got, some study time. You got my little example video here to kind of get you started on this stuff, but go through and review the answers to these, review the chapter summaries, and come in ready to take the exam on Thursday, and I think you'll do this fine. Okay, so you guys done a great job in the class. I've enjoyed working with you online, the emails and messages, couple phone calls and all that. I hope you've had a good experience in the class, and good luck on the final exam.